welcome back. So in this episode I want to talk about the three things. The first one, what I learned in the recent marathon, and especially about the limitations and how I want to address them in my training. The second one is the supercompensation theory and how I'm applying that in my training. And the third one is what's next. So what kind of races I will do in the upcoming weeks. And as the days will go in this week and I will do the specific thing related to these points, I will talk through it. So let's dive in. So what's next for me? I couldn't help myself, and right after the marathon I signed up for the ultrarunning race, which is next Saturday. It's 62 kilometers with 3,500 meters of elevation gain, and I cannot wait. I'm looking forward for that race so badly. And as I mentioned in the episode 7 when I was watching UTMB, that I'm missing the trails, I miss ultra running, and that's where my heart belongs, to the mountains. And I want to run ultra at least one more time this year, especially as I didn't run any ultra since May. Yeah, and I just miss it, so cannot wait for the race. And then 3 weeks after, I believe, is the Chicago Marathon in October 13. And that's going to be fun as well. So good 2 races, and I'm looking forward for both. Well, and supercompensation theory is basically a process of your body going through after like the hard workout or hard race, for example, a marathon I did. And it has basically like 4 phases. So first of all, you need to do something hard. So as I did a marathon, or you will go through a hard rig where you increase the volume or intensity, so overall the load. The second phase is that you need to go through the recovery and give your body space to actually repair the damage. And as we know, it's not just about repairing the damage, it's also getting stronger and better. And then you able to train again and train hard and harder than before, and you entering the supercompensation phase. But I also need to mention that this is maybe a bit advanced thing, but especially it's very thin balance between doing too much too soon and not doing enough. If you will do too much too soon, that means that you will not enter that supercompensation phase, and also you will actually prolong the need for the recovery, and you will get worse than you were before. So you will be under the baseline. And if you will not do enough, that means that you will miss that window for supercompensation, and you will be basically again just on the baseline where you were before, and you will not improve. But with a good timing and good overall work, you are able to enter the supercompensation phase. That means that you over that baseline, so basically you better than you've been before. You faster, stronger, you feel faster and stronger, and you're able to peak for the next race. So in this case, I did marathon, then Monday I had recovery day as I traveled, and then Tuesday I did just a low intensity training. Wednesday I did 2 runs, but also lower intensity. Then Thursday also low intensity, but then Friday, Saturday I added some intensity, and I can tell that I feel really good and I feel actually stronger and better than I did before the marathon. So hopefully I will be able to stay in the supercompensation phase long enough that I will peak for that race next week, and I will actually have a decent race. Although it is ultra running race and anything can happen, but we'll see. Io fui a Lituania. Sì, alla capital, Vilnius. Oh, genial, sí, sí. Terminé una maratón en 3 horas y 32 minutos. Fue muy buena, pero no fue, no fue mi maratón más rápido. So during the marathon or after the marathon, I realized that my biggest limitations were my lungs, so my breathing. And as I mentioned in the previous episode, this was the ongoing problem or is ongoing problem. It was happening already in 2023. And then through winter, I was focusing more on the breathing exercises, and I ordered this isocapnic breathway, let's say, device for lack of better words, from Canada. And I was using it basically every single day for at least like 10-15 minutes, and I could feel that I'm getting better with breathing, and I PR'd 10K. I had very good 50K race, and again in March I PR'd 100K race or 100K distance. And then for whatever reason, I kind of stopped with that and could already feel in April in 100K race I did in Croatia that breathing was just slightly worse than before. And then through the injury, and since then I wasn't really doing that as much. And seems like that's again the issue I have. So now I'm getting back to those breathing exercises. I also have the app with that device, so I can work on specific things and different things like volume or coordination or the power of lungs and breathing muscles supporting breathing. So I will do that for sure at least like 5 times per week, ideally every day. And the second thing I will do to improve this is something what's called peak and fade intervals. And in these intervals, you basically starting very fast and faster that you would want to go for the whole rep. So for example, I did those 6 times 4 minutes. So the first minute was like significantly faster, and then you basically fading and trying to run on the goal pace for that rep. And the reason behind the peak and fade intervals is that to hit a unsustainable pace in that initial phase and then fade into like the steady pace, and with that you forcing your lungs and the aerobic system way more than you would do if you would do just the normal rep. And the benefits are that the harder oxygen demand for this kind of work then improve the overall breathing capacity and endurance and the volume of the breathing, and that's what we want. So by focusing on these intervals and the breathing exercises, I am aiming to improve my pulmonary limitation, and hopefully it's going to be at least as good as it was during the winter or even better. And I'm hoping that I will, with combining these two things, that it could be actually even faster, and then I could feel and see some adaptation and some benefits already in Chicago in October next month. Folks, another week done and dusted. 94 kilometers, almost 5,000 elevation gain, although mostly on the treadmill, but still very good work. And I feel really good, really strong. I pumped for the next week race and cannot wait. I just want to smash it and have fun, because every ultra running race is adventure and I like adventures. Anyway, thank you for watching and see you in the next one.